Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Good morning. Good morning. It is Tuesday, December 19th. Welcome to J is for Justice. Let me make sure I'm not muted for you guys. No, I'm not. Good morning. Good morning. I am freezing this morning. How about that? It is chilly here in Florida. I've got a jacket on and everything, like I'm cold. I hope you guys are all staying warm wherever it is you are. We had a fun night last night in Discord. We're really getting the hang of it. And Carla and Karchi had a really good idea that we're going to do like a tutorial to help the people that aren't familiar with Discord, because I know how hard it was for me to get it. So we thought that it would be, I know, don't you love Nancy? Love her. But yeah, we had so much fun. So we did movie night, but we want to help people that don't know how to use it or are having a tough time or can't find, our server or whatever the case may be. We want to get you over there. So if you are a member of this channel and you want to learn how to do it, we will help you. We will definitely help you. So don't be embarrassed to say, hey, I don't know how to do this shiz, because we didn't either. And we still don't, but we're learning together, and that's what we're going to do, right? Because we can do anything. We can do anything. And also in Potato, yes, Potato has been doing an awesome job of helping people. So is Megs. I can't remember who else. Kendi. You guys have been awesome with helping people. Because I'm still learning it. Like, you guys are better at it than I am. But I have learned how to stream movies and stuff. So last night we watched Home Alone, which was super fun. And we have like a chat on the side, so you can watch the movie and chat at the same time, which was pretty cool. And then after that, we watched The Breakfast Club. Katie K, how are you? Okay, so if you can't get on mine, this is the deal. It's for members only, so you have to, it's for YouTube members and Patreon members. So if you're on Facebook and you want to be in the Discord, if you become a Patreon, you will get a link. So there's a link in Patreon, and then if you're a member on the channel, you also get a link. So everybody gets to be involved. But you have to connect your YouTube. If you're a member, you have to connect it. Then you'll see everything pop up. So we'll get into it. Yes, we will be watching more movies, though. It was fun. It was a really fun hangout. So get your votes in, because I'm going to get your opinion after I present to you. Nancy Grace has a lot of information that was, this is from like a month ago, but it's great talking points, so we're going to go through it. But before we do, I wanted to give a shout out to One-Eyed Flo and Miss Alice, who really boosted our super chat and donation goal. Look we're past the halfway mark. I appreciate you guys for helping me be able to keep the stream going. So yeah, if you can donate, if you are able. If not, hitting the like button is just as important, if not more. So I know I painted my nails. I'm all festive. Like, what's gotten into me, right? I've got Christmas nails. Thank you. Frag, I can't believe you noticed that. So just make sure that you've got your YouTube connected to your Discord, and you shouldn't have any problems. Oh, and Doggy Cam is back for a limited time. I'm still trying to revamp Doggy Cam, but we've got Summer Lou. Summer Lou, can you say hello? Summer Lou? Hi. She's sleepy. So anyways, there we go. Let's get into this, I guess. We're going to talk about this petition. I know at first I thought Cara Kernodle made the petition, but then I found out when I dug deeper last night that she didn't make it, that she just commented on it. So Punani. Merry Christmas, Carol Steyer. All right, so let's watch some of Nancy. We're going to be pausing and talking it through. Get your votes in now, though, guys, because I want to gauge what you think after you take in some more information, because we're so knee-jerk. See, the only thing that bothers me, though, is that a lot of experts have said in the past when the university talked about demolishing the house before, a lot of experts were like, no, we think it's a huge mistake. So we're going to talk about this. So I want to see what you guys think. Get your votes in. Let's see how many we have. 67 votes. 82% of you think that it matters if they demolish the house. 18% of you don't. They've done 2 scans with the FARA scanner with the 3D. And I think you're going to be interested in the information that I found in this Nancy Grace episode. So let's start it out. And Nancy just looks absolutely beautiful. She's blowing you all a kiss this Tuesday morning.
We learned that visiting a crime scene is fraught with danger and reversible error, because when you see the crime scene, it's not the same as it was the day of the crimes. Number one, that can be argued on appeal. You don't know if somebody will be standing outside. How easy would it be for some jackass to yell out, Kohberger did it, or Kohberger's innocent, or something? And
okay, I'm going to definitely grab this. But I never thought, she's giving me a different perspective, okay? So we know that the house has like the walls are cut out. The house isn't like it was. But in the 3D scan, it is. Because if they go in there and see it firsthand, they're going to see walls cut out and God knows what, right? Okay, so let's keep listening. But that was thebomb.com.
Argued on appeal. You don't know if somebody will be standing outside. How easy would it be for some jackass to yell out, Kohberger did it, or Kohberger's innocent, or something, and that could ruin the whole case and be grounds for a motion to dismiss the case and get a whole new jury. So when you take people to a crime scene, you never know what's going to happen. And dare I remind everybody on the panel, when my colleague, Johnny Cochran, may he rest in peace.
Okay. Thank you so much, Megs, for your super chat. That is so generous of you. Thank you so much. Look at Megs pushing us towards that goal. Thank you so much, honey. Okay, so she's bringing up the OJ trial. Let me preface this. The jury in the OJ trial was taken back to OJ's house. And OJ's house didn't look anything like it did. Now, granted, we know they took all the furnishings out of the King Road house, right? But let's take a listen to what she has to say and what went on in the OJ trial.
Took the O.J. Simpson jury to the O.J. Simpson home, and they had completely done it over. No more pictures of O.J. with busty models around. There were pictures instead of a Norman Rockwell painting and him with his mother.
This was not made up. It really happened. Photos like this one of Simpson with Donald Trump were replaced by photos like this. On the day the jurors visited, this entire neighborhood was sealed off by police in a military-style operation. The prosecutors were furious when they saw how Simpson's house had been changed.
Okay, so they blocked the whole neighborhood off. Oh my God, Angie B coming in hot. Thank you so much, Angie, for your super chat. So you hear this? They had to block off the entire area, military style. And you're going to shit when you guys hear how this went down.
But the jurors had no idea that they were being manipulated.
When we went into the house, we weren't allowed to talk, speak, do nothing. Heck, we couldn't even cough.
Were manipulated at all? Do you feel like you were played? Do you feel like they were trying to sway you?
No, because I'm sure the prosecution did stuff too.
We didn't bring in statues or other artwork, but there were some photographs and one picture I remember that was changed. With some starlets. There was
Starlets?
A picture of OJ blowing out some candles on a provocative birthday cake. And it didn't seem like the kind of setting that we thought a diverse jury would appreciate seeing.
And I think a giant cross was put up on the wall. You don't know how that scene's going to be altered by the time the jury gets there. So Dr. Angela Arnold joining me, as I mentioned earlier, a renowned psychiatrist. You can find her at angelaarnoldmd.com. Dr. Angie, there may be more at play with the victims' families not wanting the home to be torn down. Now, as I've told you before, I have never once sought out the spot where my fiance was murdered. I don't want to go there. Whenever I think about it, sometimes it still gives me a horrible, like a migraine headache. And I don't want to go there. I don't want that in my head with everything else. But the significance of this home, I don't know what it means to the 4 victims' families.
Thank you so much, Miss Robin, for your super chat. I love your new profile picture. That's awesome. Christmas kisses back to you. Thank you so much, Miss Robin. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome souls.
Well, Nancy, right now it stands as a sort of a shrine to what happened. And this isn't over. I mean, the trial hasn't even started yet. And I imagine what it signifies to the family is this: if the house is torn down and demolished, it's over. Where this happened is over, and
like it never happened.
Exactly, and the man hasn't even been brought to trial. I mean, I find it very disturbing that they want to tear the house down.
Okay, so what do you guys think so far? It sounds like Nancy's bringing both sides to the table. It's not going to be like it was when it happened. But the 3D rendition is. But the thing is, why? This is my question. Why should they have to choose? Oh my gosh, One-Eyed Flo, holy shit. Coming in hot with a $50 super chat. Y'all get some freaking turkeys for that one. Thank you so much, Miss Flo. You guys are amazing community here. Thank you so much. Nevada says they need to walk around the house in the area. So why can't they just have both? Why can't they have the 3D rendition and the house? I mean, why do they have to make jurors sound like they're so dumb? Like, oh, they can't handle looking at the house and then also seeing the 3D rendition and seeing the differences? Melissa B, thank you so much. Whoop, whoop. Ooh, God, that was bad. Thank you so much, Melissa. You guys are amazeballs. Look at that goal. We're almost there. Holy crap-oly. I guess I just don't get why they can't have both. Like, let the jurors see both. You know, the average person is smart enough to look and be like, hey, the wall's cut out. Obviously, they're going to see probably what was cut out, right? Like, why can't they have both? I get that the university wants it down. I get why. I get that the students don't like seeing it. I get that it's a grim reminder of what happened. I get that the fraternity's right there. And I've taken all of that into consideration. And as much as I feel for Hunter Chapin and all of those students and all of the adults, everybody who lives there, who has to look at that eyesore, they can thank Brian Kohberger for that. So maybe they should all write letters telling how they feel to Brian Kohberger, because he's the reason that all the people in the community are uneasy. But I don't see the rush. This is what really bothers me, is that they seem to be in a rush to do it. Why? So that brings me to my next thought. My next thought is that maybe there's stuff going on that we don't know about and that the families don't know about yet. And what I mean by that is, and I'm not trying to be, putting wild theories out there, but Steve G even said the other day in his own words that they were looking into other data on Brian Kohberger. Other data on Brian Kohberger. And look at, we've got some new Patreon members. We've got Emily Elizabeth. Emily is a new member of the lounge. Welcome, Emily. I'm so glad to have you. We picked up Emily during Danilo Cavalcante. We kind of picked her up and we wrapped her up and protected her while that creep was on the loose.
Creep town, dude.
All right. So, I just don't know why the rush. I don't know why the rush. And I get, the whole emotional part of it, but justice is justice. And sometimes things don't go the way that we want them to. And, look at Bethany and look at Dylan. They didn't go back to that school. Why? Because of the memories. And I'm not saying that any kids should have to not go to school, but until the trial's over, if that's what they have to do for their own mental health, then maybe that's what they should do. Do you know what I mean? And then the university acts like, oh, we've always kept in contact with, the families and stuff, and we've always kept them abreast of what's going on. Yeah, you may have kept them abreast, but I don't feel like they've ever asked them. I don't feel like they've ever asked the families, like, hey, are you guys, let's sit down and let's discuss this. Like, we care about your feelings. We want to hear how you feel. The university's keeping emotion out of it, which I guess is a business move. I mean, I don't know. I don't run things like this, but I just see it's weird. So I'm thinking maybe there's something going on behind the scenes, like a plea deal. Because I think that there is other things they're looking into with him, and who knows what they've uncovered. I just saw last night that there's a sheriff's office in, I think it's Hernando County here in Florida. They now have a quick DNA machine, guys. So if you get arrested for a serious crime, they have this little machine, and I have a video. I was going to show it in another video. But they put this little thing in with your DNA if you're arrested. And I don't know what they consider a serious crime. This is the first county in Florida to do this. And they expect to roll it out to others. So listen to this. This DNA thing's going a step further. So what they have is they have this machine. It looks like a printer, basically. And they have this thing, and they put your DNA in it, and then they slide it in this slot. And get this. It's connected to all the states. And if there's a hit, it lets them know within hours. Within hours. Now, putting two and two together, if the Hernando County Sheriff's Office in Florida has that technology, don't you think the FBI probably does as well? What if they put Kohberger's DNA in there and they got some hits? They're not going to say that. They're not going to tell the family. They're not going to tell anybody. That's going to be close to the vest. I don't know. Let me know what you think of that theory. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, straight up within hours, y'all. Like nationwide within hours. Crazy, huh? Interesting stuff. Okay, let's get back to Miss Nancy.
But you don't. There also doesn't need to be a jump that goes from let's not tear the house down to, oh, we're going to bring the jury there. But I think the house needs to stand as the place where this happens.
I hear is that Dr. Monty Miller?
No, that was Chris.
Chris McDonough, you're saying you agree. And
Okay.
Dr. Angie, I can't explain to you why I don't want the house torn down yet. Maybe something along the lines of it, make it as if it never happened, or
Exactly. It's
plus,
just not right, Nancy.
I mean, to you, Chris McDonough, Director, Cold Case Foundation, I'm going to start. It ain't over until it's over.
Okay, now this is important. Listen to this part. This part I found interesting.
And I don't want any destruction of evidence until this thing is over.
Yes, and what's happening right now, Nancy, there is why the FBI went back. And let's just talk about a couple of things real fast. Is one, they're doing a laser recreation, right, to create this 3D model, and that's called a FARO, F-A-R-O. That's the device that they mirror everything within inside of that room.
So we talked about the FARO in another video. I went over what the FARO is, showed you guys how it works and what it does. Now listen though, I didn't take into consideration, I'm thinking visual. When I see them scanning things, I think, oh, they're going to create a visual rendition. But listen to the technology they have with this FARO. I found it interesting.
But the other test that they're running in there, I would assume, is an acoustics test. And they're going to correlate that back to any video that may have been in the neighborhood if there was sound on that video. And they're going to correlate that to the exact spot of where that sound would have originated. And so,
you hear that? They have the ability to recreate those exact acoustics. Remember, Steve said, I have leaked audio. He's alluded that he's got that Ring footage. We know that they went and got it like immediately, him and his daughter, Olivia. I'm assuming the scream is real. The audio that I heard that sounds like the girl's getting dropped off is real. I don't want to put it out there because we have an pending trial and I don't want it to fuck anything up. It's not worth it for clicks and views, but imagine that they can pick up the acoustics of where the sound came from and recreate that entire scene along with the sound.
Neighborhood, if there was sound on that video, and they're going to correlate that to the exact spot of where that sound would have originated inside of that house. So to tear that house down right now, to Doctor's point, and I know you talked about this early on, I think that would be a very huge mistake.
It's one thing that they're attacking.
Okay, so he says also that he thinks it would be a huge mistake. Oops, I forgot to crop this. My bad. Okay, so then the last part of this video before we get to the next part is going to be Xana's mom talking. This is put out about a month ago.
Stories, and I think that comment about the lack of civility really does show a really sad state of where we are right now.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. This is Nancy talking to, I can't remember, I think this is a lawyer, but they're talking about how the victims are being treated. No, that one, the one I heard, Kimmy, is not from the Caitlin Armstrong case. It's definitely Maddie and Kaylee getting dropped off. You hear the door shut. It's not that. It's not Caitlin Armstrong.
And
I'm not talking about a scream. I'm talking about them getting dropped off, chit-chatting while they walk in the house. There's two audios. It's not a scream. And the scream that I heard is a male, not a female. I heard the Mariah Wilson scream, and I've heard the Ethan Chapin scream, and they're not the same.
More of Xana's mother now in the position of having to defend her murdered daughter. Listen.
Well, Xana was an amazing girl. She was really funny. She was fun to be around. She always made sure everybody around her was having fun. She was just very go lucky person. She loved her friends, loved her family very much. she's very dedicated to everything she did.
So here's Xana's mom. Okay. In this interview, she's defending Xana from all of the people that were saying she's on drugs and dealing drugs. But you don't see any of the grifters on YouTube saying, oh, here's Cara Kernodle or Cara Worthington defending Xana, saying she was not into drugs. She was not a drug dealer and that was not a drug house. You don't see anybody fucking playing that clip. And yes, exactly, Miss Robin. They're real and they're discounted as fake because there is there's a pending case. And that's very dangerous to put that shit out there. So if you're wondering why the Gonsalves got squelched, that's probably one of the reasons. And Katie K, do I know if this has ever happened before in a trial? I've never heard of it. I even looked up Ted Bundy, not Sigma Chi. God, what is the sorority? Anyways, the one here in Florida that Ted Bundy went in and brutally killed the sorority girls. It still stands. It's still there. There's still girls living in it. So I don't know. I mean, it's a university decision. I think it's odd. I will say I think it's odd that those guys gave the house to the university. Why would you do that? Why would you give real estate away? And I know they said, oh, they were getting death threats. Well, guess what? That's not how business people deal with death threats. They don't say, oh, I'm going to take a couple hundred, how many ever $100,000 this property is worth and just wash my hands of it because I got some death threats. No, you're going to get a fucking lawyer and you're going to find out who sent the death threats and who's threatening you because you owned a home that a crime got committed in. You don't wash your hands of the house and go, here. That's weird. Chi Omega. Yes. Chi Omega House. The university gets to make the call because those people gave it to them. Who's responsible for paying for the 24/7 security? That was the university. When the university took over the house, they had to pay for that security. So I don't know when that exactly took place. The owners are two men that live in Colorado. One's a real estate agent, and I don't know what the other guy does. But they own several properties, and they invest in properties or whatever. They have several in Moscow. I just think it's weird that they would just wash their hands of real estate. Especially at the cost of real estate right now. I get that they want to save their reputation. I think their reputation is already teetering with the drug problems. So I feel like this was kind of like the nails in the coffin, so to speak, because they've had a lot of suspicious deaths. Maybe the homeowner calculated the cost of 24/7 security for an undetermined length of time. That's a good point, Jeff. That's a really good point. I'm sure it was a tax write-off. I just don't know how much they would actually get compared to what it's worth. Okay, so Katie K, this is a really good point. I want to talk about what I learned about this. I want to know who's lined up to tear it down. Will they film it? Because this is shady AF. So there is actually, I'm going to tell you guys the company because it's been released. The university's being open about that. Hang on a second. Let me pull it up. Okay, here it is. It just says it was given. Okay, so I'm going to read this in its entirety because there's a lot in here. King Road House access given to Kohberger defense and demolition set for December 28th. Teams representing the defense for Brian Kohberger will access the King Road House today and tomorrow. Thursday, December 14th, and Friday, December 15th. The defense asked the University of Idaho in November for access to the house in December as they prepare their case for trial. So they asked for access back in November. And then they were granted the access on the 14th and the 15th. The defense indicated they want to take photographs, measurements, and possibly drone footage. Following this, the university will prepare for demolition. Demolition will begin Thursday, December 28th, and it may take several days to completely clear the site. Media instructions can be found below. So here is the instructions for the media. So people are going to be filming this. The house was given to the university in early 2023. It is the site where U of I students Ethan Chapin, Cara Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves were killed. It has been the intention of the university since being given the house to demolish it. It is the grim reminder of the heinous act that took place there, said President Scott Green. While we appreciate the emotional connection some family members of the victims may have to this house, it is time for its removal and to allow the collective healing of our community to continue. The decision to tear down the home during winter break was made as an attempt to just decrease further impact on the students who live in that area. Germer Construction of Moscow, so there you go, Germer, Germer Construction. Y'all can look that up. Germer Construction of Moscow will serve as general contractor and provide project oversight while also performing site rehabilitation, grading, utility disconnection, and demolition assistance at a reduced cost to the university. In late October, the FBI accessed the house to gather additional data. As explained to the university, the scanning done by the FBI will allow them to create visual aids that can be used in the trial. Because of the gag order imposed by the court, no information or comment will be provided by the defense, prosecutors, investigators, or law enforcement. King Road will be, but this is instructions for the media attending the demolition. This gets to your question, Katie, as well. King Road will be blocked off to traffic and on-screen parking suspended until the demolition and debris removal. Lot 45, they have a map, is available for media parking. Overnight parking is not allowed in this lot. Media will have access to view the demolition at the cul-de-sac at the south end of King Road. This is a clear vantage point. Drones cannot be launched from university property, whatever that means. This was supposedly an off-campus house, so I don't know why the fuck that's put in there. Crews working on the demolition will not be available for interviews. And this is from media contact Jody Walker, Executive Director of Communications. J. Walker at uidaho.edu is her email if you would like to reach out to Miss Jody Walker. But that is officially it. Let me show you this parking map. Can you imagine? It's going to be a fucking circus. Wow, they have this extensive map. Parking and transportation services. Oh, this is the actual university map. They just showed where you can park. Okay, let's just cut that part. Interesting. Okay. Here is the map they have set up. This is showing where you can park if you're going to go attend the demolition. Lot 45 at Blake and Taylor Ave. Because I'm the map. Yeah, interesting, huh? They got a whole parking spot for media. They know. They know this is going to be filmed. They know people are going to be zooming in. They know that. Fox Digital is going to be on point with their zooms. I get it, Katie. That's interesting. Because now it is university property. So in other words, no drones allowed. So yeah, now they'll say, oh, it's university property. But before it was an off-campus house. Guys, we're going to see something like we've never seen before. We're going to be watching a live demolition of a murder house that half of the families don't want down, or half of the victims' families don't want taken down until after they see a conviction in this case or a conclusion to this case. Screw Boost Mobile. What's up? I went straight Dora. Oh my gosh. It's just nuts to think that we're going to sit here and watch a demolition of a murder house live. Craziness. So that's the media map that they released, the university, Miss Jody Walker. Interesting, right? Let me see. Was that the end of our video? No, we've got a few more seconds. Let's see.
She's just an amazing person.
I hate
She's full
that.
of life.
I hate that the mother is in this position where she.
What she said is where she has to defend her daughter. And I agree. I think it's disgusting that Cara Kernodle, that name is like a tongue twister, that she even has to be in a position to defend her daughter from people who say her daughter was living in a drug house and selling drugs and on drugs and blah, 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 blah. So enough of that. Now we have our next part of this, which is this actual petition. So I thought that Cara Kernodle, Cara Worthington had made this petition, but it looks like, oh, you want to see the map again? Because I'm the map. Let's see. I'm the map. So this is Taylor. Let's see. Let's make it really big here. So this is Taylor Ave and Blake Avenue. So let's do this, Katie K, because that's a really good question. Let's go ahead and there's the Kibbe Dome. Sweet Avenue. I'm trying to see where the house is from here. It's hard to tell on this map. So what I'm going to do is do this. I'm going to go to, what does that say? I'm blind as a damn bat. South Hill Terrace Apartments. That's what we're going to look at. Hold on. Google Maps. South Hill Terrace Apartments, Moscow. Okay, so there's the 45 red lot right there. So let's see. Right here. I'll show you. 1122 King. So they're telling you that you can stand in the cul-de-sac there. So I don't know. Can you guys see this? Let's make it bigger. That's what freaking she said. Okay. So there you have the distance from where the red lot is to the King Road house. I hope that helps. Mm-hmm. So they're having you park at the university. At the 45 lot. But they're saying you can stand in the cul-de-sac of King Road, which would be what? This? Let me get the satellite view. What's the cul-de-sac? King Road, like where Jack lives or lived or whatever? Do you guys know what they're talking about? That's just where they're having all the media parks. I think they're going to have transportation from this parking lot to the cul-de-sac. J is for just maps. Free Dora map song included. Yeah, which cul-de-sac? The one behind the house? It says media will have access to view the demolition at the cul-de-sac at the south end of King Road. So what's the south end of King Road? Because, oops. And you know what else is crazy? Is it's got to be a little dicey to decide to do this kind of construction in the winter. The south end of... I'm horrible with directions, so I don't know. Bye, Mike. Have a great day. That's what I was thinking. By Jack. Yeah. Meg. Oh, Meg, I love your new photo. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. How pretty our Meg's is. Mega. But yeah, I think it's down here as well, guys. So I guess they're saying you can stand down here just like they had everybody stand here. Oh, so they're going to close off. I get it. They're probably going to close it off right here. And then they're going to make them zoom from here because you can clearly see the house. Totally think they're... Because remember, that's how it was set up when the murders happened. They kept everyone down here at the end, the cul-de-sac. And that's the clear view. What's up, Texas Ranger? Good to see you. Merry Christmas. So I'm thinking that's the dealio. Look at all the shoes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of shoes on the lines here. But I mean, if you look over here, if you go to Taylor and you see the back of the frat house, Ethan's frat house here, all the windows, if you look across, you know, when they leave, get up and look out their window and shit, I mean, they're up higher, so they have like a bird's eye view of that house. So that's what they're saying. They're using the reason, because you really, I mean, I know it's right there, but it's not like, it really isn't a bird's eye view because all this stuff blocks it. But anyways, they're saying that it's because of the students' reminders and stuff that, you know, they're tearing this down. And that just doesn't seem like a legit reason when you have a court case, you know. Wonder what this building is. Look how their frat house is built into the hill there. Dude, that's creepy. It puts every one of their windows. What a weird looking house. That puts every one of their windows at ground level. This photo was taken in July of 2023 too. Just a few months before the murders. Eerie, huh? I mean, those windows are pretty big, dude. Like, they can see over there. I get it. But I've never seen them do something like that just to satisfy emotions. Justice in law and legal always seems to take precedence. Well, it is neat. It's just I've never seen anything like that. It's weird. Remember they were partying on top of Jack's roof? Yes. Maybe they'll allow media up on the roof. I don't know. Who lives there now? Oh, I know. Mr. Green. It is pretty weird. I've never noticed that angle before. But yeah, Mr. Green is just right up the road. Yes, he is. So yeah, that's that. Let's go back. That's the directions for the media. So I thought that was really interesting that they have all of this organized because they know it's going to be a big deal. So I don't know why they would want that in the middle of winter, but I think what they're doing, if you think about it, they're doing it over winter break because the students will all be gone. The students will all be gone, and all the media they know is going to be there. They know the media is all going to be there, so they don't want the hoopla when all the students are there. The students getting bombarded and all that shit. Very interesting, yeah. Very interesting. Victoria, they have scheduled it for December the 28th. Okay, so let's get back to the petition. So a petition was posted on change.org seeking to, quote, halt the demolition of the King Road house until after trial. I'm going to show you guys. I don't know why this is in Spanish. I thought it was my browser, but it's really weird. Look, I don't know if I'm hacked or what. It's my only site doing this. So it says halt the demolition of King Road house until after the trial. This was created on the 15th of December. And it looks like, let me refresh. They're looking for 2,500 signatures. They have 2,046. 1,180 people signed today. And it was started by T-Rev. And this is where everyone is seeing that Cara Kernodle says, my daughter was murdered in that house and there is no way they should be destroying any evidence. So how do we know that's number one? How do we know that that is Cara Kernodle? Because isn't she going by the name Cara Worthington? I'm just confused. I just feel like we have to be careful because this right here, is this verified to be her? You know what I mean? I don't know. It says Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Cara Kernodle, but I don't know. But anyways, there's this petition, and if you feel the need to sign it, I personally think these things are a waste of time. I know it garners up attention and gets people talking. But here you goes the link. If y'all want to sign it and just show your support, there are some videos, I guess, that people put on here. If you want to go watch those, probably subscribers of T-Revs that. Yeah, I get it. I know she's got different names. I just didn't know if she's using that name. I've heard it both ways. So I don't know if that's actually her. I don't know. I haven't seen her do any interviews or anything like that about this. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Share that if you'd like to do that. But I want to get a poll back up and see what you guys think. Based on the fact that they can get the acoustics, based on the fact that the house isn't the same, that shit's ripped out, that there's no windows, that there's no natural light, that there's no way to, see outside the windows unless they take the boards off. All that stuff. Do you think that it's still a big deal? So I want to see what you guys say. We're going to compare it to the beginning. Do you think it matters that they demolish the house? Okay, go ahead and get your votes in. And we're going to watch another video. We're done with Idaho 4 for today. I've got important story. Okay, number one, this kid is like my hero. He cracks me up. Now, it's not funny why he was on the news. He ate gummies at school that a kid had brought to school. and we're going to watch his interview, and you'll see why his mom put him in front of a camera before you judge her. Vote on the Cara Kernodle thing because I want to know, or the house thing because I want to know what y'all think. But this kid here ate some gummies that another student had in a plastic, like a baggie, sandwich baggie. And this kid is like made for TV. Like, he's so cool. He knows his classmates are watching, and he's absolutely fucking hilarious. His mannerisms, his hat. But yeah, anyways, one of the kids who ate some of these gummies was treated for fentanyl poisoning. Scary. I'm gonna. Oh, I know his hat. He's adorable. He's got a little earring. This kid is adorbs. Little smarty pants. Okay, so I'm gonna start this. I have got to go run to the ladies' room, but I'm gonna start this video for y'all. I'll be right back too. All right, hold on. I didn't realize it was so low. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna actually rewind it and turn it up so you guys can hear it better. Dude, I know this kid's adorable. He's like a little champ doing his interview. Okay, friends are watching, and he's like, "Look, guys, I had needles, and look, I have a boo boo, and I have needles. Hold on, this is not funny because it's fentanyl, but watch how he points. His mom's looking at the wrong camera. Watch, he's like, "Mom, you're looking at the wrong camera." He points at the right camera. He's like a little director. All right, as adorable as he is, this is serious. So one of the students tested positive for fentanyl. They were supposedly Sam's Club gummies. Put in a baggie that had fentanyl, traces of fentanyl in it. We know how small of an amount. It's crazy. Just sharing lunch. I mean, how often did we share snacks at lunch in school? Sick. This poor kid. He's adorable, but you know what this is? Innocence gone. You know, this is a kid whose innocence is gone. Poor kid. I mean, when I was 10, I wasn't even thinking about drugs. Look at his little face. He's a baby. He's a baby. And yes, one of them could have died for sure. I didn't, Katie. I didn't, but we can look that up. Let's see if there's anything. Shoppers injured at Tampa premium outlets after fire alarm leads to reports of shots fired. They're still not saying. Investigators say while several people were injured during the incident, there is no evidence of a shooting. They say some people received minor injuries due to the rush after the alarm went off. And that was in Virginia, that kid in the fentanyl. Really? Look at this black eye. What? I hate ads. It doesn't look like they're even. Oh shit, we're going to get a trial with Robert Kessler. You guys remember this case? Holy shit, he looks bad. Look at this guy. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys. This guy, Robert Kessler, there was a body found in the McKay Bay right here in Tampa Bay. And this dude was arrested for her murder. She was originally from Pennsylvania. Her Hyundai Elantra was found abandoned, and her body parts were found in the bay. A fisherman found her frickin' body parts in garbage bags. Now, this guy, this is what he used to look like when he got arrested. Wait. Shit. Where's the old picture of him? Okay, here. We're going to watch this old press conference.
But guess what? Even though you're glad.
Oh, I can't believe he's going on trial. He looks awful. You think Richard Allen looks bad? That's Stephanie Crone-Overholtz. That's the one who was found in the bay. This is him right here. Robert Kessler. She was living in his house. He had an 8-year-old daughter, Rando, living in the house with him. I know, Katie. You can't make it up. His baby mama, the daughter he had in his custody, died of an overdose. He stated that he told Stephanie to leave and they had an argument over money. This was in 2021. They interviewed Kessler and he admitted that Stephanie had stayed in his home but left a few weeks earlier. He met her at a McDonald's and she told him she was living in her car. So he invited her to live with him. And they found her leg, and the tattoos is how she was named. It had her kids' names on her leg. Crone-Overholtz's mother had received a message from her daughter who recently moved to Florida saying she needed help. And the same day, her mother in Pennsylvania reported her missing. So here is this press conference. Let's watch it. It's a few minutes long.
We were called to this area, the McKay Bay area, in reference to a body part that was in the water. For the last 24 hours, we've been searching this bay area for more evidence. I can tell you that this death investigation is ongoing. It's still early. There's not a whole lot of detail I can give you. I know we released a picture of the tattoo today, and we're asking anyone with any information in reference to that tattoo to please give us a call. If you saw anything that you thought was suspicious in and around this area, we'd like for someone to call us. Come forward and give us any bit of information you have. This is early stages in the death investigation.
What's up,
We're
Lizzie?
working closely with the ME's office to determine cause of death, how something like this would have happened. As you can see, you can probably see in the water behind me, this is we've asked for other agencies and other local agencies to come help us search. That way we can gather as much evidence as we can to figure out exactly what happened out here.
We know that today the discovery made was a leg. Can you say exactly what body part was found yesterday? Was it a leg as well?
Yeah, so I believe we found a leg, right? And then there's we've gathered other pieces of evidence in relation to the leg. The tattoo is where we've got that from, and that's what we've pushed out. So we're hoping that putting that tattoo out today, that we can get some calls and some information as to who this possibly might be.
So yesterday it was a leg that was found.
These other reports of other body parts
Yeah, so it's early. I mean, I don't want to speculate on exactly all of the pieces. That's why we have other agencies out here helping us continue this search. We'll be out here through the night, making sure that we get all the evidence we need to figure out exactly what happened out here.
Possibility those are other remains that were found today?
So we're working closely with the ME's office on.
So that's when they first found the body parts. And then they identified him. And then they actually, the news interviewed him. Because someone saw him throwing several black garbage bags and a red pink tote bag into the bay on November 6, 2021. There is also surveillance video from Port of Tampa that prosecutors say shows Kessler throwing an object into the water. On November 7th, 2021, surveillance video outside the Pep Boys auto store on Bears Avenue in Tampa shows Kessler parking Crone-Overholtz car and walking away. This is her car, the Hyundai Elantra, right there, with Pennsylvania plates. 2 days after that interview, police and deputies from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office located the vehicle and said her blood was found inside. Kessler was already in custody on drug charges, and he was arrested and charged with second-degree murder and abuse of a body. Tampa police say he has a criminal history, most of which is related to drug charges. In December of 2021, a grand jury indicted Kessler on higher charges of first-degree murder. His trial is set to begin June 11th, 2024. So we got another date, Kendo. I might be able to go to this one. This is local to me. What a sick fuck. But look at him now, y'all. What the hell? Look how horrible he looks. Dude. I mean, I thought Richard Allen looked bad. But look at, this is what he looked like in 2021. And this is what his ass looks like now. How does that happen? How does that fucking happen? This is definitely something that we're going to have to follow because I've been waiting for this to start. I had no idea. Wow.
The Apple Watch Series 9 and the Apple Watch Ultra 2 due to a patent dispute. These two watches are the newest models of the...
I've got another story for you guys. Hold on. Me and my watch laters. This here is another Florida story. This is crazy. Crazy. Watch this. This is Manatee County, Florida, which is Sarasota.
On Friday, Thomas Matijic entered pleas of not guilty after a grand jury indicted him on 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of his mother, Patty Matijic, and her boyfriend, Sean Harrison. Matijic was on conditional release from jail after being deemed incompetent on a burglary with assault charge when he was arrested in their deaths. In Matijic's arraignment hearing, the judge said Matijic refused to cooperate with doctors and refused to be interviewed to determine his competency in this case. In court, he said he would cooperate going forward. Matijic's public defender advised the judge of several phone calls she made to him.
He was speaking irrationally to me, and he was verbally abusive to me and hung up on me. He said that he was a computer and didn't have to go to arraignment.
I want to go back.
You need to stay right there. Just relax.
You're a PD. You're supposed to be sticking up for me. I'm innocent, completely innocent.
Mr. Matijic, hold on just a second.
You're supposed to be sticking up for me, not running your mouth.
Okay. First of all, you don't need to speak like...
Right? I'm absolutely right, everybody?
Mr. Matijic.
Where's the detectives that are out there in the real world?
Mr. Matijic.
You're supposed to be doing your job. I'm completely innocent.
We spoke with one of Patty's younger sisters, Matijic's aunt, after the hearing. What does justice look like to you?
Tom never seen the light of day. And he gets help. I mean, obviously, that he gets his help, that, it straightens out his head. And he comes to realize and feel the guilt that what he's done, because my sister should be here. If they had locked him up, gave him his medication, they'd still be here.
Case. Because the alleged facts of the ongoing case involving Jody Hildebrand are intertwined with this case.
Sorry. Okay, so this dude is clearly out of his mind, right? Well, check this out.
Murder in the deaths of...
This is what he looked like before. Check this out.
Warning that went nowhere.
Mental illness
a concern
is
that came
real.
true, and 2 lives taken. Now a man indicted for first-degree murder in the Manatee County killing of his own mother and her boyfriend.
Tonight, I-Team investigator Kylie McGivern speaks with the family who wants to prevent similar tragedies they say could have been avoided.
We were constantly in fear. We got in the habit of double locking the door when we knew Tom was loose. We were terrified.
Scared of 36-year-old Thomas Matijic, Krista Kale's nephew. He has a history of mental illness. She had a no trespass order against him.
We knew this was going to come if he was not behind bars.
Kale says her family's warnings were not enough.
So it's like we're told, see something, say something, right? And then they do everything right. Here we are again. They do everything right. And this happens. Just because he was found incompetent. This is crazy. He was found incompetent. So they let him out on bond. Like, what is that all about? My God, my nose is running because I am freezing right now. I'm getting colder by the minute.
I was not notified at all. I found out by the news.
The sheriff's office just arrested a double homicide suspect.
Metejik, indicted on 2 counts of first-degree murder, accused of killing Patty Metejik and Sean Harrison, his mother and her boyfriend. In 2020, Metejik left Michigan and came to Florida.
Within 24 hours of being here, he strangled Patty, put a pillow over her head, threatened to kill her, said, "I hope you die."
Court records of his arrest confirm Cale's account. Then in May 2023, Metejik was arrested again for attacking his mother and Sean.
He kicked in the door, knocked him to the ground, stomped on his head, and then he went after Patty.
Court records say Metejik broke his mother's hip. The report notes Metejik poses an obvious danger to these victims.
Broke her hip.
Cale found a letter Patty wrote to her son.
It says, I love you, and my heart is broken by what you did to me. I only want the best for you, happiness, good luck, drug-free, and working.
Cale says the family believed Metejik would remain in jail after he was charged with burglary with assault.
I mean, it's listed as a life sentence.
His mother didn't want him locked up for life.
We did want him to get help.
September 15th, Cale emailed an assistant state attorney asking, is it going to take Tom killing someone? Saying Patty and Sean were scared to death Tom would be released.
We were never, ever updated. We were not notified that he was released. We were not notified that he was incompetent.
Cale also contacted the I-Team, writing in this email September 18th, Tom is a danger to us, to himself, and the general public. Our state needs to take mental health more seriously before people like Tom kill someone. Court records reveal that during this time, Centerstone Behavioral Hospital and Addiction Center told the public defender's office they didn't know where Metejik was. Sarasota jail released him. Less than 2 months later, his family's worst fears came true.
I called them both. Both their phones were off. I immediately knew something was wrong. I opened my phone. I see a picture of Tom, his mugshot.
A neighbor called 911.
To think that what they went through when Tom walked in that door and what transpired, and for a neighbor like this 2 streets over, hear her screaming.
God.
According to records, Metejik was court-ordered to live at Mary Jennings group home as part of a conditional release. He showed up for several hours, but had left and never returned. Though he was deemed incompetent, the court order stated the defendant understands the conditions of the release listed and agrees to comply with them. Those conditions: treatment for his mental illness, including taking medication and not using weapons.
It's very rare that would happen.
Felix Vega, a former state prosecutor,
they should not have let him
case.
out.
Seeing that he was declared incompetent to stand trial, but then that he understood the terms of his release, what do you make of that?
Most of my experience, people that are found incompetent, and judge will issue an order and they will be sent to the Florida State Hospital for rehabilitation, and they will be then evaluated again in 6 months.
In a court order, the judge wrote the defendant does not meet the criteria for commitment to a treatment facility.
What?
The statute cited outlines one of the criteria as a substantial likelihood that in the near future, the defendant will inflict serious bodily harm
They couldn't
on
have warned him anymore.
or another person.
I spoke with State Attorney Ed Bronski to give him and his office every opportunity to answer questions. He said ethically, he cannot speak about a pending case.
Patty's family isn't holding back.
I want to make sure that, like it says, this does not happen to anyone else's family. The whole thing is broken. And they surely did not protect my sister and Sean. Tom should not be where he's at either. Tom should have gotten his help. It all needs to be fixed, like it says, for the next family. We can't fix ours.
So I wonder what happened to Tom. You know, his mom's wish was that he stopped using drugs and was working, etc. I mean, what a nice looking guy. What happened to him? You know, you have to wonder. People just don't kill their moms unless they're fucked up. But these people were not warned that he was out. I have no idea why the group home didn't report that he never came back. I mean, this is a dangerous person. Dangerous person. Scary. And these people were petrified of him. Look at them in their ugly Christmas sweaters. They should be celebrating Christmas. Right. If he doesn't qualify, who does, Buttercup? He's very nice looking. It's sad. Now watch this again and look at how messed up he is. Let's watch this
again.
On
Friday, Thomas Matijic entered pleas of not guilty after a grand jury indicted him on 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of his mother, Patty Matijic, and her boyfriend, Sean Harrison. Matijic was on conditional release from jail after being deemed incompetent on a burglary with assault charge when he was arrested in their deaths. In Matijic's arraignment hearing, the judge said Matijic refused to cooperate with doctors and refused to be interviewed to determine his competency in this case. In court, he said he would cooperate going forward. Matijic's public defender advised the judge of several phone calls she made to him.
He was speaking irrationally to me, and he's verbally abusive to me and hung up on me. He said that he was a computer and didn't have to go to arraignment.
I want to go back.
You need to stay right there. Just relax.
Wait, he said he's a computer and he doesn't need to go to arraignment. But he doesn't qualify for state mental health?
You're a PD. You're supposed to be sticking up for me. I'm innocent, completely innocent.
Mr. Matijic, hold on just a second.
You're supposed to be sticking up for me, not running your mouth.
Okay. First of all, you don't need to speak like...
Right? I'm absolutely right, everybody?
Mr. Matijic.
Where's the detectives that are out there in the real world?
Mr. Matijic.
You're supposed to be doing your job. I'm completely innocent.
We spoke with one of Patty's younger sisters, Matijic's aunt, after the hearing. What does justice look like to you?
Tom never seen the light of day. And he gets help. I mean, obviously, that he gets his help, that, it straightens out his head. And he comes to realize and feel the guilt that what he's done.
So, yeah, another one we can follow right here in Florida, just in the county south of me. Crazy, guys. We got lots of crazy stories always. Yeah, he's very unstable. It's sad to see someone like that. But he killed his mom and his mom's boyfriend, and they let him out. If you're incompetent to stand trial, why are you supposed to be in society? They're supposed to get you competent. They're supposed to get you help. We watched Lori Vallow's bullshit. Lori Vallow got competency evaluation. This guy didn't qualify, so they just put him back out in society. And that's the thing, too. Florida is putting these damn pedophiles out into society, too. These pedophiles get out of prison, and guess where they're putting them? In little camps in the woods around my county. My county has 1 million people in it. But they managed to find these little pieces of property where they're putting these camps for pedophiles that are getting out and are still on, they're supposed to be watched, or whatever you call it. Whatever they call that. Why does everyone in Florida do YouTubes? What do you mean? Notice who doesn't appear in court with shackles and a jail uniform on, BK, and it ain't just street clothes. It's fresh hair, clean shave, and full suit on. I think every state's different. Here in Florida, we don't do that. They don't cater to defendants here in Florida. But if you look at Ruby Franke, she didn't look too distraught either yesterday. Ruby Franke looked pretty content. She doesn't look to be suffering. This is a defendant in Florida, which you saw in what's his face? I mean, and look at this guy, Derek Rosa. He ain't sitting there in no suit, and he's a kid. But Ruby Franke, she didn't look bothered. She did not look bothered to me at all. She doesn't look like she's suffering in there. She doesn't look like she's scared. There she is. Talk about so fresh and so clean. Her whole family showed up. The family that went on YouTube and said, we do not agree with what she did. Now they're all in court, smiling. This is the difference between Utah and Florida right here. She's shackled and in a jail uniform. Yeah, that's true. But she didn't really need to be unshackled, right? She's pleading guilty. She's not trying to profess her innocence. That's the difference. So I guess we have to look at, these cases where people confess, like Rosa. Rosa confessed. Even though he's 13 and they say it may not stick, he still confessed. So we got to see all of the evidence, right? I think so too, Daniel. I don't think she's worried at all. I don't think that Ruby is concerned. I think she's going to get a short sentence, and I think everyone's going to be pissed. Look at Farrader. He did that in Florida. We're supposed to, protect kids here in Florida. We're supposed to be the ones that are, the leaders in protecting children in Florida. Let's look at this one more story from Florida. We have a new precedence.
For the first time, a Florida state attorney.
Okay, so now we have this. This is a precedent case, just like in Michigan with the Crumbleys. Check this out. You know how they say, oh, if you molest a child, you hurt a child in Florida, you're going for the death penalty? Well, why did Tim Farrader get 5 years? But we're going to go the gusto on the other end of the spectrum and put to death people that hurt children. How is that? How is that even? It's like, it doesn't make any sense. How can you have one end where you're saying you're going to put him to death, and then on the other end, you give this dude 5 years after he abused and locked his kid in a freaking box? Makes no sense. But let's listen to this because this is something brand new. This guy raped a child and he's facing the death penalty. This is the first in its class.
For the first time, a Florida state attorney is seeking the death penalty in the case of a man accused of raping a child. A grand jury indicted Joseph Giampa on 6 counts of sexually abusing a child last week. Lake County state attorney said given the severity of the crime and its impact on the community, his office will seek the death penalty. A recent change to Florida statute makes convicted pedophiles eligible for the death penalty. Police arrested Giampa back in November after they saw video of him sexually abusing a boy.
Sick. Which is great, right? I mean, we're cracking down. We're cracking down. But we've got our first guy right here. Death penalty. I mean, not even life sentence. I know it seems like DeSantis has just gotten lackadaisical, like he's focusing on his boots and his heels and his campaign versus keeping up on what's going on here. Daniel Doss, yes, I read an article saying her sentences will run consecutively, but the sentencing will be up to the judge February 20th. So with Ruby Franke, the judge will decide her sentence. Then it will go, and it takes months for it to be reviewed. So originally she's going to get a sentence, and then that sentence is going to be revamped, is how I understand it. I know. You guys, but we have each other in this crazy world, right? And we are here to be aware of what's going on. You guys are awesome. Thank you for your support. Look at us. We are 84% to our goal for Christmas. We are on our way to 100K. 2024 is going to be an exciting time at J is for Justice. And if you would like to become a member now, before the new year hits, we have some exciting stuff that's going to start that's new in the new year. You can join our Discord once you become a member, and we're going to have lots of cool stuff going on behind the scenes with J is for Justice. Let's roll our credits. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Stay safe. Merry Christmas if I don't see you before then. And everybody be good. Santa's watching. Let's roll our credits. Thank you again so much. I love you guys. Our credits aren't working, but I'm glad I came back. Katie K coming in at the very end with a $19.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Katie. I love you. I love you all. Bye. We're going to skip credits because they're not fucking working. Let's dance it out.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care.
You're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Your problems, I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems.
Did you fallout?
I don't give a damn.
You've been the fallout.
I heard it
fallout.
with like a G.
Is it one Jennifer or two Jennifers?
So is that a joint? You wanna be with me.
Or is it a cigar?
Feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the
Roto
fact
Bells and Papa.
Roro?
Who was Roro?
I don't know. Staying up late, sleeping all day. The lawyer. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on coke.
Is it one Jennifer or two Jennifers?
Thanks so much, Jennifer.